Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
This morning, the federal criminal trial for Sean Diddy Combs is officially underway.
No comment, Cassie.
Combs' legal team and New York prosecutors are set to give opening statements after they finalize the jury, setting the stage for a fiery legal showdown that could last 8 weeks. The case centers around 4 main accusers, including Combs' former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, who could testify as early as today. Ventura, who is pregnant with her 3rd child, is expected to discuss the allegations of physical and emotional abuse she first made in an explosive 2023 civil suit, in which she claimed Combs forced her to participate in drug-fueled sex parties known as freak-offs. As for evidence, prosecutors are expected to play a version of this security video, first obtained by CNN, showing Combs brutally beating Ventura in a hotel hallway in 2016. Before Ventura testifies, prosecutors say they will call 2 additional witnesses, including an escort. Combs, who was arrested last September, is charged with sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution, and he faces up to life in prison. New York prosecutors alleging in their sweeping indictment that Combs used his business empire to carry out illegal activity and abused women for nearly 2 decades. But Combs has maintained his innocence, claiming all the relationships were consensual.
Wow, guys, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, man. Look like it's up. These guys are right now having opening statements, arguing like hell about Diddy and all of this. And they saying that Cassie could end up as early as today, basically going and testifying. Now, you know, she's pregnant with a 3rd child, so she'll be going up there pregnant. So that's going to weigh heavy on the jury if she's up there pregnant saying he beat on her. You know, this thing is not going to be easy for Diddy. Also, we have other people that are going to so-called testify. They're saying 3 others, but they're not naming the 3 others. So it's a touchy situation. When it comes down to Sean, we've been covering this thing, man, ever since it started, and it is not easing up at all. Diddy has been in jail since last September. So at the end of the day, it's going to be tough to, really see a light at the end of the tunnel when it comes down to Cassie. Cassie's going to get up there. She's probably going to cry. She's emotional right now. Prenatal pills and all kind of stuff starts to kick in. You're having a child, your 3rd child, you're having to go in there and sit in front of all these people. She's going to probably cry crocodile tears when they show that video in court, which I'm pretty sure is going to be admitted. She's going to show up like it just happened. They're going to put me back. I'm going to put you back in that day. I want you to walk me through what happened with Diddy. What happened on that day? What caused this catastrophic event when you ran in the hall and then he came and he basically throws her down, then kicks her, then drag her back in the room. They didn't show the whole video, but they're going to show the whole entire video, and she's going to walk them through step by step. But that's the only part they're going to talk about. They're not going to talk about that she didn't leave that day, that they ended up living together for years to come. It's going to be basically on the fact of that abuse that happened that day. And it's not going to be an easy win for Diddy when it comes down to Cassie. And the cross-examination is not going to be, that heavy. I don't know what Steele and them is going to do on this, but they're going to have to step the game up when it comes down to dealing with this situation, because to be honest with you, there was a lot of stuff going on with Diddy and her at the time. They were together for years, but there also a defense attorney is going to come up and say this was just normal activity when it comes down to the sexual games that was being played, the baby oil and all the stuff that they had over there at that estate. Each one of his estates is going to be played out as it was just freak offs, and it was normal, consensual, really swingers parties is what they're going to try to allege this as being. Swingers parties and having a good time, just like that boy, the Playboy guy, Hugh Hefner. We were doing the same thing as Hugh Hefner. We wasn't doing anything any different. I dare you guys come and try to tell us. Now I'm going to show you some of the Hugh Hefner footage could come up in this trial if Steele has allowed it. They're going to try to find ways to say, hey, he's doing nothing no different than all the other people that's in entertainment that invite people over. And it's not going to be an easy win. Listen, I'm telling you now, it's not going to be an easy win. It's going to be a thing where it's going to be tough to come up with ways to strategize to convince everybody that this was okay affairs to have when you're in the entertainment business. He could bring up things like the Ciroc parties was being thrown by people from Ciroc and that they was there. The owners of the liquor companies was there. There was a lot of stuff that they can bring in these people was there. These people were there, but they're not there now. They're hiding the fact because at the end of the day, they want to bring in and execute the ones that they don't have dealings with and expose them. But the ones that they're friends with and the ones that got good standing and good public notoriety, like the Jay-Z's, like they're going to hide those people. Why? Because they don't want to pull them people into this situation. And it's a touchy situation because they all was there during the time. And I believe still them will start pulling in people to bring them in to say, hey, this guy was there, this guy was there. And they're going to have to really fight the case on a level to say, did this happen? Did you guys see this happen when y'all was there? And it could be anybody that Diddy has past dealings with. Jamie Foxx, they brought up Michael B. Jordan, but they was just trying to give them strategies and analogies on people of that like caliber. So when they brought these certain people up to the jury pretty much was being brought that up because they're basically telling them these are the caliber of people that could show up. These are the caliber of people that could show up. And not only that, these are the caliber of people that will be taking the stand. How do you feel about that? And I don't think the ones that they named to the jury is the ones that they're going to pick, the Kanye's and all that. Kanye maybe, but a lot of the names they brought up is not going to be chosen. I think they got some more people that's high profile that's going to step foot in that courtroom and going to be testifying in behalf of Diddy. I really do. They're going to be subpoenaed because if you was at the party and I know you was there and this is alleged stuff that's happening on the night in question, I'm going to be like, okay, well, I'm bringing the people that was there the night in question. That's the way I would fight it. Just looking at it from my perspective, I would not sit back and let them just railroad me into saying this happened that night, that happened that night, and not bring the people in that was there that night to justify the fact that that didn't happen that night. And that somebody's, if you want to make somebody look not credible, you bring in a high profile person to say, hey, that ain't happened that night. I was in there and ain't none of that happened. We came in there. I was there till we started until we left. And I didn't see that. In other words, you'll have other guys that'll come in and say it did happen that night. And it'll be questioned on both ends. So you guys, I'm looking at this thing lasting for at least 2 months, maybe 3, 2.5. There's not going to be no thing where they just going to go in there today and let Cassie get on the stand and this week we'll get it. No, this is going to be a while because you got some great lawyers, the best lawyers money can buy fighting this case. And you got the best prosecutors money can buy that's standing up for the federal side of this. So we can look at this case as being, this thing is going to go for a while. And we're not going to be, of course, admitted into the courtroom, but daily you'll get updates, but you can't, you'll only hear what's going on. You won't be, they're not permitted to let any outsiders in that courtroom. So this is going to be a hell of a situation. I see this thing ending, I don't know. Like I said, you got to understand, without a reasonable gesture, without an inkling of a, hey, man, I don't know if I'm sure that happened that night. Is there any doubt in this? It don't take but one jury. It can stagnate this whole thing. It don't take but one juror to say, I don't agree with it. It's not enough evidence to prosecute this guy. I don't agree with it. And that can happen. It only take one to hold his grounding. I'm not saying that Diddy didn't have some wrongdoing here, but I am saying that people that are in this situation dealing with this, they're not going to be quick to point the finger at him if all the evidence don't point the way they want it to. Now, that Cassie tape is going to weigh heavy on the jurors. It's going to be very influential. She's going to come in there and she's going to cry. These other 3 people that they're bringing in, I don't know if it's Meek Mills. Everybody keep asking, is it Meek Mills? Is it? I don't know if it's Jamie Foxx, but it's somebody coming in there to testify against the whole freak off parties was doing this and that. I can guarantee you that. They're not going to let it just swing and everybody just going to go in there and throw a Diddy pity party. But they're going to have fight. It's going to be a fight to the end. I think Diddy's Diddy's nervous last week, gonna be more nervous today on an opening hearing where his life is on the line. I think today is gonna be tough to hear the opening statements. I don't know how far they'll go into it today, but I do know today is the day that the thing kicks off and it's no turning back. As we always said, the motor's already running. They cranking it up. Jury trial. He facing life, and today it's going down. Guys, get in the comments. Let me know what you think about Diddy. Do you think Diddy is going to be win this, or do you think Diddy is going to prison for life? Boss Talk 101 review.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.